Hello, my name is John Nugent. This is my terrorist group presentation for Introduction to Terrorism online for summer school at Florida State University, and the name of my terrorist organization is Kahane, and I'm going to go over my presentation right now. Kahane is an extremist Jewish terrorist organization that has its roots in Israeli politics. It is an offshoot of a political party in Israel that was formed by a man named Meir Kahane. The name of this political party was the Kach Party, and at one point both of these groups were banned from participating in Israeli politics. And shortly after that occurred, Meir Kahane, who formed this party, was assassinated, and following his assassination, his son Benjamin took up his cause by forming the group Kahane Chai, which translates to Kahane lives in Hebrew. And we'll go over why they were banned from politics in Israel in a moment and why they ended up foreign terrorist organizations. On my third slide here, I've got a couple images. Meir Kahane here on the left, who formed the original Kach party, and his son Benjamin, who formed Kahane Chai following his assassination. Both of these groups are considered terrorist organizations. This is the result of the original Kach party's main platform being the proposed expulsion of Arabs from Israel by any means necessary. Meir Kahane was a proponent of the restoration of Israel to its biblical state and suggested accomplishing this by any means necessary, including violence. And both of these groups have encouraged and endorsed various vigilante terrorist activity, just individual attacks that it has supported over the years. However, neither group has been directly linked to any form of large-scale violence or terrorism, which makes their consideration as a terrorist group sort of an interesting one. On my fifth slide here, I've got the flag of the original Kach party in Israel. And to understand Kahane Chai fully, I think you have to understand the background of Meir Kahane. On my sixth slide, I go over how he formed the Jewish Defense League in New York prior to his immigration to Israel before he began his political career. And he formed the Jewish Defense League to battle anti-Semitism in America, and they began a terrorist campaign and targeted Arabs across America, and were a very violent group, and this established his reputation as a violent extremist before he even began his political career in Israel. In the seventh slide, I've got a little image of the Jewish Defense League logo. Once he immigrated to Israel, the Kach party ran for election to Israeli parliament, the Knesset, and after failing in 3 consecutive elections, Meir Kahane was finally seated. Upon that time, he began espousing his extremist, violent agenda, tried to convince the rest of the government that they needed to forcefully remove Arabs from the state, and this resulted in him becoming something of a pariah. Many of his speeches went unattended. However, he did gain some political traction with the population in Israel. However, prior to the 1988 election, I'm on my 9th slide here, at the suggestion of the Central Elections Commission, Kahane Chai was banned from participation in Israeli politics because of their violent agenda. And shortly after this, Meir Kahane was assassinated in New York City while making a speech to a group of his followers. And following his assassination, his son Benjamin took up his cause by forming Kahane Chai, which is basically just after the same goals that the original Kach party was. On my 10th slide, I've got an image here of the crest of the Knesset and also some graffiti committed by supporters of Kahane Chai. On my 11th slide, go over a little bit of what Kahane Chai has done. Like I was saying, they haven't directly committed any large-scale terrorism. They haven't supported it either in terms of finances, manpower, munitions. However, they've failed to condemn and have often glorified various vigilante violent occurrences, most notably when a man named Baruch Goldstein murdered 29 Arabs in a mosque in Israel while praying. It was a deadly massacre that Kahane Chai came out and supported, calling Mr. Goldstein a hero, and this was sort of the smoking gun that solidified them as a terrorist organization. And this group is officially disbanded. It's banned from uh, Israeli politics, and it's a terrorist organization. However, they've been able to persist fundraising causes in America. They've been able to kind of evade the U.S. government to a certain extent, and they're believed to be seeking reinstatement into Israeli politics. But the main focus of my paper is how Kahane is sort of an interesting foreign terrorist organization in that they're responsible for relatively little violence, especially given the small scale of it. But simply their words and actions and motives and their support of these attacks have solidified it as a terrorist organization.